4 new recruits joining the Manitoba Bisons football program, and I'm here with the happy guy standing right in the middle, Brian Dobie. Brian is the head coach. I mean, we'll get into all these recruits throughout this story here in sports, but the big two that I'd like to talk to you about is the 1-2 punch of Houston Rennie and Jaden McCoy. Anybody that watched the ANAVETS Bowl know the versatility of these players. How tough was the competition to bring them in, and what are they going to bring to your team, especially because they can play like 4 positions, but you've got them as defensive backs?
No, you're right. Well, first of all, you're right. You're bang on with the word versatile. You know, and the ANAVETS Cup. You know, you look what those guys did. I mean, they played on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They played on that Cinderella team over at Miles Mac. You know, we're supposed to be unbiased when we're recruiting, but and as much as we love St. Paul's and recruit a ton of St. Paul's guys over the years, you know, kind of everybody was sort of pulling for Cinderella to get it done that night, and that would be Miles Mac. Houston Rennie, to be honest with you, that night, that championship game is probably what put him over the edge in our eyes. He's athletic, he's smart, he's really smart. I think that's, you know, on that night in the championship game, he really impressed our coaching staff. And that's probably the night that got him big dot on our radar screen. When you look at Jaden McCoy, wow. Again, let's talk that championship game. Yeah. Ran for a touchdown. Pass for a touchdown, almost returned an interception for a touchdown, and returned a punt for a touchdown against a great St. Paul's team. You know, this young man won the Harry Hood as the outstanding all-around student athlete in the province of Manitoba in football this past year. And to be honest with you, going to the intrinsics, an amazing young man, hovering around a 94, 95 average over there at Miles Mac in physics and chemistry, and the list goes on. You know, he's an amazing person, and heading into engineering at the University of Manitoba. So we see both those guys coming in and you know, fitting right into our defensive secondary.
Gotcha. And also coming back to the coaching staff is Abi Khan, who left to go to the Calgary Stampeders last year. Now he's back again. I got to ask you, who made that first phone call to go back to see if he'd want to come back? Did he call you guys, or did you call him?
I called Abi, and he knew it was coming. He just laughed. You know, he knew it was coming. You know, this has been going on for a long time. I remember the very first time, I didn't even ask him. I told him a few years ago, when you're done playing, you're joining our coaching staff. He's been a really great friend to me on a personal level. We've got a very good friendship, and certainly to our staff and to our program, he's been a great friend. You know, he brings so much. You know, he brings an incredible insight from his experience, 9-10 years in the CFL. You can't buy that experience. You can only earn it and accomplish what he's done. You know, heck, he was in the Grey Cup last year. He'll help progress our older players as they go through their 4th and 5th final years, hopefully moving on to even, you know, the potential pro football. I mean, he offers a lot, and I think just as importantly, it's who he is. I mean, you know, Abi is just a tremendous influence in our community. He's such a contributor. He gives back to our community on a continuum. Highly both beloved. I had to throw that word in for him, but seriously, both beloved and respected in our community. A true community person. And I think the intrinsics that he brings with him are just as valuable as the football experience that he'll bring towards the young men in our program.
That's Brian Dobie on Abi Khan. Let's hear Abi Khan on joining the Bisons once again.
I think the biggest thing is hard work and school. You know, I was one of those guys that I did very, very well in school, but I also was always committed to the gym and training, and you got to get your priorities straight. And I hope by me being involved with the program, and they can see that, hey, this guy did it. He played in the CIS, he went through the draft, he, you know, played in the CFL, he had his injuries, and he still made it. And, you know, I had a long 9-year career. That hopefully these young guys can learn a couple things from me and use that to aspire to be, hopefully one day CFL players as well.
They definitely showed the most interest out of all the schools, and I really like the fact that I can stay home and play in front of my family and friends, and I don't have to go away, and I can stay in a place that I feel comfortable.
Rounding out this recruiting class is Brady Will and Kurt Goodrich. Will played for Oak Park and was selected to the 2012 Potter Division All-Star team and was Ridley Scouting Top Prospects #1 ranking for defensive back. Goodrich is a receiver who was with the Bisons as a redshirt in 2010 before going to the Winnipeg Rifles for 2 seasons. He was named Prairie Football Conference Rookie of the Year and All-Star in 2011. For Go Winnipeg, I'm Mitchell Clinton.